John Fulston, I wonder if he's going to be black flagged, although funnily it is only in the stretch between Graham Hill Bend and Surtees on the Indy part of the circuit that he gets that tremendous blowout of exhaust smoke. And here is Gilbert Scott, car number 46, taking the lead from Ray Mallock. And now, as he goes into the right-hander at Druids and the course drops away downhill, you'll notice he goes over the curbing there. He's starting to lose control already, lost his concentration, lost his line, flicks it left, right, and then it steps right out. A complete spin, right-handed spin, and Andrew Gilbert Scott has now got to try and claw his way up through the field, having gone down to about 12th position before he got going again. Now there is the leader. This is lap 4. In second place behind the Ecos is, watch for it, car number 33. There it is. It's the Peter Lovett driven at the present moment Lola Mazda in 33, that is. In third position, it's the Piper Needell, driven by Tiff Needell, Chevron B26, with its 2-litre engine. And in fourth place, you can see for yourself, the mighty 620 horsepower, 5.7-litre Lola. And there again, as Fulston comes out of Druids, I'm sure it must be an oil leak onto the manifold, and it happens at that point only. Fulston looking in his mirrors, and of course it's making it absolutely diabolical for the cars that are following the Lola, but they're such a long way behind. And I'm having also a very close look at the clearance between the right rear wheel and the wheel arch of car number 1 there to make sure that it's not rubber smoke. But if it was, I'm sure he would have gone through the tyre by now, and he's certainly going very quickly indeed. John Fulston driving car number 1 from Dunsfold, and this car, there it goes again, is the 1980 Can-Am winning car. That's the big sports car championship in America, and this car was driven by current Grand Prix driver Patrick Tournbay and won 3 out of the Thundersports races in 1983 last year. We've just had a message from the pits, which I'm glad to say confirms what I thought. They believe that there is an oil leak from the rocker box, in which case oil will very shortly, because this is where it always happens. Let's watch and see if it does now. Yes, there it goes. Obviously, the centrifugal force is throwing the oil across onto the exhaust manifold, and provided it is not too acute a leak, John Fulston hasn't got too much to worry about, although it's fortunate for drivers behind him that they're not too close. And now Fulston is closing up on the Richard Piper driven car. That's number 72 in third position in the Thundersports race. And the race order on lap 6 out of 30 continues to be Ray Mallock leading in the Ecos, the saloon Ecos. There it comes, number 9. In second position, it's Peter Lovett in the Lola Mazda. In third position, it's Richard Piper, and in fourth position, car number 1, John Fulston. And the first 4 now have passed and lapped the James Patrick Eric Patterson Mallock with its front engine, and off in the biggest possible way goes the lead car. That's Ray Mallock. Is he all right when he's moving about inside there? And the marshals typically are immediately on the spot, struggling to let Ray Mallock out, and it's fire! They've got to get Ray Mallock out of there fast. Fire extinguishers to the ready, and they're away. And the door is jammed. Ray Mallock is still in the car. This is an appalling development. They've got to get, and thank heavens he's out. He's out and he's seemingly safe. He's moving. And a very nasty accident. And Ray Mallock, of course, may have, off comes his helmet, off comes his balaclava, he shakes his head. Well, that was a very nasty accident. And Ray Mallock looks perfectly all right, walking away from what could have been a dreadful accident. But as ever, the British Marshals, acknowledged to be the best in the world, were on the spot, A, to get Mallock out, B, with the fire extinguishers. They all have fire extinguisher training every year. It's an expensive business, but you can see how it paid off here. And there is the sorry remains of the Incos car, which led for so long. And this is how it happened. Watch the car as he goes round the right-hander there, straight off the course, which is exactly what Patrick Tambay did in his Ferrari in the Grand Prix last year. So either the brake failed, or, well, I suspect it must have been brake failure for the unfortunate Richard Mallock. He's far too experienced a driver to have made a mistake, but anyway, he is out of the race, seemingly okay. A new leader then. New second place, new third place, and here they are all together on lap 10, 1/3 distance. Number 33, driving it is Peter Lovett from Rowton, where he has a car business. The man who has been in racing for some 21 years, chased in second place now by the Tiffany Dell driven Chevron and the big yellow Lola of John Fulston. Into the pits as I talk to you has come the John Fulston car for its driver change. Out jumps Fulston, in jumps John Brindley. Both very good drivers, but John Brindley acknowledged to be the faster of the two. Now here is inevitable delay, but it's a delay that applies to everybody, doing up the essential and mandatory safety belts. And it seems to be taking a very long time. There is John Fulston, who's got his helmet off, giving some sort of advice to John Brindley, who blasts out of the pits. And now this race is going to develop into a lap scorer's nightmare, because from now on until lap 20, each car will have to come in and change drivers, and it's not until around about lap 21 that the picture will start to settle down again. And down then to only 9th position, and that's extremely good. John Brindley won't have to worry when he sees that smoke in his mirrors, because he will know exactly what the score is. And here is the battle continuing for the lead, with Peter Lovett in the Lola Mazda number 33 in his distinctive dark helmet, chased by Tiffany Dell in the Chevron B26. That's Mick Hill's car, as you can see for yourselves. It's a BMW M1, but with a very different engine, because car number 12, that's what it is, has got a 7.6 litre Chevrolet engine. Mick Hill has handed over. Kevin Riley is driving. Kevin Riley from Maidenhead. There is Mick Hill, just trying to work out what he's up to. He looks as though he's strapping down the bonnet as they get away. And Brindley is out of the race. Brindley has brought the big Lola into the pits area at the far end, just to the left of the picture you're looking at now, and is stationary off the circuit. In the lead now is the Richard Piper car. That's the with Tiffany Dell actually driving it. In second position now it's Mike Blanchet and Bob Juggins. In third position it's James Wallace and Andrew Gilbert Scott then have got up in car number 46 to third position. Trouble there, that's a nose cone off something. Where is the car it belongs to? I imagine it's gone on. It's come off somewhere around the circuit. The car with the missing nose cone, body top and everything else in the background. Tiffany Dell then leading on the 15th lap. This is the half distance lap. Tiff can only drive another 5 laps, even if it has been decided by his team that he should go the longest distance that he possibly can, because the driver has to change it off again. Well, that's really making a go of it. Now, let's watch it again. You can see the problem. The downforce was dramatically affected by the loss of the body, to put it mildly. Off to the left, over to the right, a very heavy thump on the Armco. the right rear wheel out of line, and there is the car that we just saw come into the pits. That's number 2, the Bartlett-Kempton car, and with it, and that looks as though there's been a real coming together. I think there must be oil on the circuit there, because that's the Patrick Patterson-Mallock, the front-engined car that is stationary on the actual tarmac. And leaving the course now, has left the course, the Bartlett-Kempton car. That is the Lola 610 with its DFL 3.3-litre engine. Now, the man that went off, it was the David Purley, Roger Andreasen car, with David Purley at the wheel, and that's a tragedy. Now, Tiffany Dell must be coming in, because this is the end of his stint, and there, waiting to take over from him in the lead car, and this is going to be really exciting, is Richard Piper from Greenwich, set on lap 20, 2/3 distance. The man that you are looking at is on his last lap in this race before he comes in to hand over to his co-driver, Richard Piper, and that man is Tiffany Dell. In second position, it's still the Lovett-Taylor Lola Mazda, with Ian Taylor driving now. In third position, and off goes Tiff. Well, he's just overcooked it. Now, has he done any damage to the car? That is the question. Well, Tiff will be kicking himself for that. Now, he will have lost a few seconds' time. Whether it will be discernible to the people in the pit, I don't know, but anyway. Now let's look at it again. Here's Tiffany Dell. Let's see what happened. And he drifts out there, and he just slid off. I'm wondering if his right front tyre is a bit flat. No, it looks all right. Anyway, Tiff motors on, throwing up a lot of dust, and now he's got to come into the pits to hand over, and that will be very soon indeed. Of course, here he is, entering clearways. Now, watch his hands, see if he gives a signal, or whether he just peels off into the pits. He does it. Now, we will see whether there is any damage to the lead car, and, of course, there will be a change for the lead now, with car number 33, that of Peter Lovett and Ian Taylor, taking over. And Richard Piper brushes the dust away from the radiator aperture. Tiffany Dell already out of the car, Piper in it. Tiff no doubt explaining what happened. And here's the delay while the mechanics do up the belts, because that's something that the driver can't do. And as ever, Tiff, with a smile on his face and a look of some despair and embarrassment, takes off his helmet and balaclava. But well, he's done a fine job. He brought the car in the lead. Richard Piper takes it out, now on lap 21. And he is actually down into second place, because, as I expected, the Lovett-Taylor Lola Mazda T594 with its 2.6-litre rotary engine, that's car number 33, is in the lead. And do not lose sight of the fact that the driver change in what is now the new lead car has already taken place, because Peter Lovett handed over to Ian Taylor some time ago. Two very quick drivers, but then so are Needell and Piper. So the lead car, with one victory in the series already behind it, closing up on the Dudley Wood and Barry Robinson grid Porsche with its 4.2-litre engine, twin-turbo engine. And you'll see that nevertheless the Mazda, with its 2.6-litre equivalent engine, rotary engine, the only one in the race, and it's leading by a long, long way, is going to rapidly devour the grid, goes through on the inside. The grid car moves over, courteously lets the leader through. Absolutely ideal racing conditions, and it looks like being an absolutely ideal event. There's the second. Now, you can see that's the gap then, because Richard Piper goes over the line in second place. Now, in fourth position, in third position, it's still James Wallace and Gilbert Scott, with James Wallace at the wheel now because he's handed over to Andrew Gilbert Scott. The car that led is now back into third position, and we've had several different leaders in this race. We had Gilbert Scott, we had the Acos car, we had the Tiffany Dell car, and there is the Wallace-Gilbert Scott car. So it looks like being a car from Class A, and here it is, soon to cross the line to start its last lap, that is going to win this Thundersports race. It looks like being a car from Class B, that is the up to 2000cc class, that is going to finish second, the Liddell Piper car. And it looks like being, again, from Class B, the James Wallace-Gilbert Scott car, which will finish in third place, although there is a very considerable scrap going on for third position between Gilbert Scott and Ray Bellman, the Ray Bellman-Mike Wilds car. And Mike Wilds, who is driving, the ex-Grand Prix BRM driver, is closing up on the car in third position, that of James Wallace, who's taken over from ex-leader Andrew Gilbert Scott. And this is the leader on his last lap, Ian Taylor. Not far to go now. From Hawthorns to Westfield, which is where he is now, there you'll see the broken cars on the right. There they are, as Ian Taylor on his last lap makes his way down Dingle Dell, up to Dingle Dell Corner, the right-hander, into Stirling's Bend, the left-hander, on his way then to Clearways, the last corner on the course, the sweeping right-hander, which he takes at about 120 miles an hour, into Clark Curve, then the Brabham Straight, where he will see the checkered flag, having won this Brands Hatch Otford Group Thundersports race, and indeed he has. So it was a 2/3 of a lap victory for Peter Lovett and Ian Taylor. They can feel very proud of themselves. But Richard Piper, now he's just got to get round the right-hander at Clearways, but there's this battle between cars numbers 46 and 45 for third place is the real excitement in this closing stages. Will it be the Ray Bellman car with Mike Wilds driving it, or... And over the line they go, and it's James Wallace who takes that third position from Mike Wilds. So then victory for Ian Taylor and Peter Lovett.